Haemoglobin, what an interesting word. And what's even more interesting is the fact that it's found in the human body, in our blood. The human body needs oxygen to survive and carry out cellular respiration. That's glucose plus oxygen is converted to carbon dioxide plus water plus ATP energy. And haemoglobin is one of the molecules that allows for this to happen by transporting oxygen through the blood. So what is haemoglobin? We asked our friends at the blood bank to tell us more.
Here we are at Orange Blood Donor Centre, where we're going to have a chat with our friend Gail to find out more about what really is haemoglobin. So Gail, would you be able to tell us what exactly haemoglobin is?
So haemoglobin is the iron component of the red blood cell, and you get different stores of iron in your body. You get ferritin, which is the free iron in your body, and then you get the haemoglobin, which is the iron that's attached to the red blood cell.
What's the purpose of haemoglobin?
Well, the haemoglobin is the part of the red blood cell that attracts oxygen to it, and it helps to carry the oxygen around the body. Now, for every muscle or organ in your body, you require oxygen to function normally. So if you don't have sufficient haemoglobin and red blood cells to carry the oxygen around the body, you become anemic. And that doesn't make you feel very well.
Now let's look at the most important part, the adaptive advantages. Oxygen isn't soluble in blood, but when oxygen binds with haemoglobin to make the molecule oxyhemoglobin, this is soluble in blood. But how does this binding actually occur? Let's look at the structure of haemoglobin by examining this model I made earlier.
Here we have a haemoglobin molecule. It consists of 4 active sites which are represented by the white, purple, orange and green curled ribbons. These sites are where the haemoglobin molecules actually carry the oxygen, and because there are 4 of them, haemoglobin is able to carry 4 times as much oxygen than what a red blood cell could carry by itself. The 4 active sites of haemoglobin are made of myoglobin and polypeptide chains. These globular protein subunits each have a molecule of heme, represented by the green paper cutout, containing an ion of iron, ironically. Each active site contains an atom of iron, which to 1 molecule of oxygen will stick. This is represented by the pink dot on the model. So instead of haemoglobin only being able to carry 1 molecule of oxygen, it can carry 4, which is an absolutely huge advantage. Oxygen is attracted to these iron atoms, and it is here that they stay during the transport around the human body. When oxygen is needed, the iron atoms will release the molecules of oxygen that are being carried on the haemoglobin molecule.
After looking at the structure of haemoglobin, we understand how oxygen and haemoglobin bind together. If there was no haemoglobin in the blood, oxygen would only be transported by being dissolved in plasma. And when this occurs, the ratio of blood to oxygen is 1 to 500. But with the help of haemoglobin, it's only 1 to 50. This is due to the adaptive advantages of the 4 Haem units, which increase the oxygen carrying capacity of blood by 100%.
Here is a perfect example of energy being used for respiration. Remember, without oxygen carried by haemoglobin, this would be impossible. Fun fact! Fun fact! Fun fact! Different collating agents among species means that blood can be different colours. As humans, we have red blood, which is caused by haemoglobin. However, in octopuses, they have blue blood, which is caused by hemocyan, which is a slightly different molecule. But also, we have green blood, which we find in marine worms, and that's caused by this molecule here.
So now onto another adaptive advantage of haemoglobin. Haemoglobin can change the oxygen levels in the blood when the external atmosphere changes. So remember this equation from earlier. Oxygen plus haemoglobin goes to oxyhemoglobin. As you can see, it goes both ways. So this means that oxyhemoglobin can break down the oxygen molecule, so then that can be used when the body needs it. An example of this is when you're in an aeroplane. The altitude increases, so therefore the oxygen levels in the external environment decrease. The oxyhemoglobin then releases more O2 into the body, so that you don't feel the effects of lack of oxygen.